Force targets convoys of ISIS in the environs of Palmyra. Al-Assad regime continues to violate humanitarian truce in Yemen. And a fine arts exhibition by more than 250 paintings is launched in Damascus. Good afternoon. Syrian Arab Army's Air Force targeted convoys of ISIS terrorists who fled Palmyra perimeter heading towards al-Sukhna town and destroyed dozens of their vehicles, killing all terrorists inside. The airstrikes also targeted the terrorists in the environs of Al-Hail oil field and Wadi Abyad Dam, as well as west of the third facility of oil transferring in Palmyra's countryside. A military source added that the Syrian Air Force destroyed ISIS hideouts and a number of their vehicles in Jibab, Hamad, and northeast of Al-Amiriya, as well as in Al-Maqali' and around Ark oil field in Palmyra's countryside. Among the terrorists killed was a Tunisian from the so-called the Caliphate Army Badr Brigade, as a lot of weapons were seized along with drugs and narcotic pills. Homs Governor Talal al-Barazi visited the military outpost in the northwestern outskirts of Palmyra in Homs province. The governor said that the army and armed forces managed to protect Palmyra and its archaeological sites from ISIS, who had attempted to infiltrate into the area, asserting that the governorate and the authorities in Palmyra are working hard to provide all the needs of the citizens that were displaced by ISIS from Al-Amiriya village. Homs governor praised the people of Palmyra who stood alongside the army to defend their city from terrorism. Syrian Arab Army units in cooperation with National Defense Forces have tightened control over 3 villages and their surrounding hills in Qastal al-Muaf of Latakia's northern countryside after killing a number of the terrorists and destroying their weapons. 2 days after maintaining full control over Musa Hills in Al-Qalamun area, Syrian Arab Army units and the Lebanese National Resistance have continued their military operations and controlled the northern and southern hills after destroying the terrorist dens and killing a number of them. In the southeastern countryside of Jisr al-Shughur, Syrian Arab Army units backed by military aircrafts have carried out a series of military operations, killing scores of al-Nusra's terrorists and destroyed their vehicles in several villages and the vicinity of the National Hospital. In Deir ez-Zor, dozens of ISIS terrorists have been killed, most of whom are foreigners, in Huwayjat Saqar neighborhood, the vicinity of the Faculty of Agriculture, and near Ghassan Aboud roundabout. Among the killed terrorists were a Saudi, a Turkish, a Chechen, a Jordanian, and an Iraqi. In the Ras province, scores of terrorists have been killed in 2 neighborhoods and south of Busra al-Sham Square, in addition to a number of towns. In Aleppo, Syrian Arab Army units have inflicted heavy losses upon ISIS terrorists and destroyed their criminal tools in qualitative military operations that have targeted their hideouts and supplying lines in the city and several villages. Moreover, a suicide attempt by a booby-trapped vehicle carried out by ISIS terrorists has been foiled before coming close to the vicinity of the Air Force faculty. Lebanese army has thwarted infiltration attempts by terrorists towards its post in Arsal Baran Hills. Moreover, Lebanese army has targeted terrorists in Al-Masyada and Dahr al-Jabal areas, killed and wounded many of them, arrested 3 Syrian terrorists in Bir Ilyas town in Al-Biqa, and detained another 50. In Yemen, the Air Force of al-Assad regime launched 2 airstrikes on Aden province after 1 hour of ending the humanitarian truce in Yemen last night. Yemeni military sources said that one of the raids targeted the presidential palace headquarters in Aden, and the second one targeted a base for the Yemeni army. However, the military sources asserted previously that violations of the Saudi aggression, Hadi militias, and al-Qaeda terrorist groups reached 269 during the humanitarian truce, which was announced last Tuesday, noting that the violations and abuses included airstrikes and artillery shelling in several provinces. In the framework of the efforts exerted by the government to enable the students of the basic education stage in all the areas to take their final exams, Damascus countryside governorate allocated 10 buses to transport students from Muadamiyat al-Sham to al-Sabura town and the surrounding villages. Some 500 male and female students left Sunday to take their exams by buses provided by Damascus countryside governorate. The students were distributed among 4 schools after Damascus countryside education directorate took all required administrative measures to guarantee that exams are going on as planned. Members of the executive office of Damascus countryside governorate's council said that the council of al-Sabura town has taken all the needed measures at the health center in the town for any emergency that may occur, adding that the required stationery was also provided to the students, in addition to a breakfast meal offered to them directly after the exams. Under the title Syria Will Triumph, the 25th Fine Arts exhibition was launched in Damascus under the supervision of the Teachers Syndicate on the sidelines of the 19th Conference for the Arab Teachers Union. More than 250 paintings by more than 100 teachers were displayed at the exhibition, as well as many artifacts that embody the Syrian civilization and Oriental art. The exhibition will take place until the end of the week. Fine arts in Syria face many challenges under the current circumstances targeting the Syrian civilization, as Syrians are still visiting art exhibitions. More in the following report.
Fine art is one of the most famous arts in Syria that has a lot of artists, and Mohammed Naji Ubaid is one of those superior artists. He has held more than 35 exhibitions in Damascus and 116 national and international exhibitions around the world.
I have the biggest collection of pounds in my home. That is more than what the National Museum contains.
He's a member of the Syrian Arts Association, and he got the Golden Medal and Certificate of Appreciation of the President Hafez al-Assad. He's the only Syrian artist that he has a panel in the National Library of Paris, and also he's the only one in the Arab world that his works was provided on 4 doctorate theses in the universities of Leningrad, Beaux-Arts, Cairo, and Tunisia.
With this, we conclude our news for today. Thank you for watching. For more details about Syria and the region, and to view this bulletin again, you can always visit our website in English, syriaonline.sy. Now to latest business and market news with Razan, but after a short break.
Good afternoon. Director of the General Establishment for Consumers confirmed that the establishment currently seeks to meet the necessary needs of citizens during Holy Ramadan. He also pointed out that the establishment's efforts are included within the policy of providing main material and reducing prices in the local market, in addition to its coordination with the other positive interference companies in order to cover all the demands for Holy Ramadan, such as rice, tea, oils, canned food, and dates. During his meeting with the General Establishment for Sugar, Industry Minister stressed the need to link the productive points with the financial when setting up investment and financial plans. The minister also referred to considerable troubles in the establishment's plan of the previous year, hoping that the establishment might overcome those problems this year because the situation can no longer tolerate any slowdown, pointing out to the necessity of making sure about the difference of the raw sugar international prices for achieving the best economic feasibility of sugar refining. The required measures for marketing grains, preventing wheat smuggling, and the public transportation means needed to transport the crops of the peasants to delivery centers were on the table during the special meeting. Minister of Agriculture said that the initial expectations show more than 3 million tons of wheat and more than 1,300,000 tons of barley will be produced, indicating that the government allocated 100 billion Syrian pounds to pay for the crops handed to it by farmers. The NGOs and the groups are joining the Syrian Phoenix expatriate campaign for supporting the Syrian pound in the face of the economic war waged against the homeland. Yasmin Ahmed, Children Activities Coordinator at the group, said that the group has deposited $5,000 into the Central Bank of Syria, noting that there will be more deposits by the group's members who are visiting Syria in the coming few months. The Syrian Phoenix campaign, which was launched on Friday and continues for several days, had witnessed a high turnout by Syrian expatriates, as it will be followed by weekly intervention campaigns in line with the laws of the countries of residence. And now over to some main currencies exchange rates, according to the bulletin of the Central Bank of Syria. With this, we conclude our news for today. Thank you for watching and goodbye.